Going live. We are going live. It says we are live, but are we really live? I don't know. Hey guys, how you doing? Frank the Tank here for another evening of RC Talk. And tonight we're going to talk about CAPRA. Oh, somebody had their audio on.
Yeah,
right?
the video just popped on, so I killed it.
Yeah, it's all good. So I already have Randy with me right now. So Randy, you can turn on your video again. There's Randy.
Hello, everyone.
So we're here tonight, and we're waiting for some people to get on, and we're going to start talking about the CAPRA, because everybody's talking about that right now on YouTube, Facebook. There's a lot of videos coming up, and I found some very interesting thing about the CAPRA today, especially the size of it. I was surprised how small it is compared to a rock bouncer, or the bomber, or even the Wraith. A lot of people were saying it's there to replace the bomber because the bomber is discontinued, but I don't think so. The bomber is much bigger than the CAPRA. Hey, JP Slayer Racing, how you doing? Tuga RC, Beanfield, Alice Turtle, Island RC Duke, and we have Randy, which is Sir Shrimp a Lot, was with us right now.
Hello, everybody.
So if you guys want to jump in, I'll put the copy URL. I'll put that in the chat if you guys want to jump in. There it is. It's there for a few seconds only, or a few minutes, and then I'm going to delete it. No, just kidding. Tugar C. He's in a really different time zone. It's probably like 3 a.m. for him right now. AZ, Froggy, RC, and more. How you doing? We're waiting for more people to get in here. Let's see something here. Okay. So if some of you don't know Randy, he's a Toronto boy, and here's his YouTube channel. So I can check that, and he's been doing a lot of videos lately, and of his RC car, which is a Fortec. And he's been doing a lot of fishing with his car, his truck. And here you see the wrecker at the Port Hope. There's a lot of cool little video that he does. And what's nice with it is they're all nice and short. Here's a Hog Wars. There's a lot of challenging spots here in this area. But this is actually a TF2, and there's a lot of customization on this TF2. So if you guys want to go hit him up and say hi and go check out his YouTube channel, go right for it. Right, Randy?
Yeah.
LOL, that's Amazon Prime Video showing Frank. What Amazon Prime Video? Was I showing them?
I don't think he showed my YouTube channel.
What? I was showing something else.
Yes, you were.
Yes, I was. Darn. Okay, is this your video now? Is this your?
Yep. You found mine.
So there's the Vice thing. Let me close that one. The Amazon Prime. So now you guys know what I do here once in a while. Hey, there's Tuga RC. How you doing?
Hey, Tuga.
So Randy Sir Chirpalot has a lot of crawlers. So here's his wrecker, and here's his Fortec. He does a lot of water runs. His truck is waterproof and has been waterproof. But here's the wrecker on the rocks here, Hogwarts. So there's a lot of cool little videos. And here's the new speedboat that he got. That's a little jet boat, right?
Yep. Soon to be brushless.
Cool. How much is that jet boat worth? The small one?
$100 Canadian.
That's not bad. That's like $75 US.
Yeah.
Cool. So Tuga, I'm wondering one thing. Last time I was talking to the guys and saying you're always on when we're on. Is it because your job makes you that you're up early, or is it just that you're a guy that doesn't sleep a lot?
I'm a guy that does not sleep a lot.
You're a guy that doesn't sleep a lot.
No.
That's cool. Because what is it there, like 3 a.m. right now?
After 2.
Okay.
After 2 in the morning.
After 3 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Cool. Well, thanks for jumping in. Really appreciate it. Did you see any of the new Axial pictures and videos today?
Yeah, I've seen some, but yeah, like you were saying, it looks way smaller than the bomber.
And it is because like there's one at the on Facebook. Somebody started a Facebook group called Axial CAPRA, and I registered today to actually be on it. And I'll show you real quick. And this time I'll make sure I choose the right one. Share. There we go. So Facebook has Axial or whoever has started a Facebook for the Capra. So if you guys want to go and check it out, there's some stuff that are in there. They talk about Brad Brucker. I think he's somebody pretty important there, or worked a lot on this truck, because he's talking a lot about the stuff. So I did put a link to my video there today. So hopefully he is watching that. And if you want to jump in, Brad, come right ahead and talk about this. He talks about the battery tray that's mounted, but it is a small battery. It's a short pack that has to go there. But the video, here's the video where I saying I was starting in my live stream. The neat thing I saw is somebody else, Rich here, Rich RC, actually put some pictures of the bomber and the new Capra side by side, and you can really tell on this the different size of it. So this is the bomber and this is the Capra.
Oh yeah, that is, yeah.
The Capra is actually the same wheelbase as an SEX10. Same wheelbase, a little bit wider. It's about an inch wider than the SEX10. But the width here it's about close to the same thing for the width. But here you can really tell how big of difference these two trucks actually are.
But it is definitely a 1/10 scale.
It is a 1/10 scale, yes. And one thing I was looking at is, especially on the Axial's website, is the tech spec for that truck. You can see here the length is 17-inch, width is 10-inch, and the wheelbase is 12-inch. So 17, 10, 12. And if I go look at this one, which is the kit also, it's a kit, Jeep Cherokee, we have 22, so this is way longer. The width is 8.9. This one was 10.5. And it's 12.3 wheelbase. So 12.5 to 12.3, it's a little bit longer, but not much compared to the SEX10. And the width is 10.5 and 8.9. So it is a little wider than the SEX10. Some people were wondering, can I put those portal axle onto my truck? Yes, you can, but they will stick out a little bit more. And keep in mind, these are the same rims. So, and then if I come here and compare it with the bomber, here's the bomber kit, and I compare that, that's 22, the width is 11, the Capra is 10.05, so it's pretty close to it. It's about 3/4 of an inch narrower, and the wheelbase 12.5 to 14.75. So you can really tell the big difference between the bomber and the Capra. So the Capra is not a bomber replacement in no way, shape, or fact. I don't think so, because the bomber was to replace a Wraith and was almost the same size. So let's go see what the people are talking about in the chat. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, just like AZ Froggy RC saying, I like that it's a kit, but it's not his style. That's what me and Randy were talking about earlier. Randy is more of a scaler guy. He likes crawling, but he likes crawling with a scale truck. And it's not for him. For me, I might get one, but I got too many trucks to build right now. What about you, Tuga? Is that something for you? You mentioned earlier, not really.
No, not really. No.
Okay.
I had I would consider that more like a rock bouncer, and I had one. I had the G-Made R1.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed it, but I found that I was not using it as much as I was using my trail trucks. So yeah, not for me.
Yeah, what is everybody in your area actually driving? Are they all driving trail trucks, or you're more by yourself over there, or is it when you get together with people, they all have trail trucks probably, eh?
There's a variety, but at the moment, I think the things they use the most is drones and trail trucks.
Okay.
So I've got a few of my friends that started with nitro cars and stuff like that, and now they are all into drones.
Okay.
I'm the only one that has not touched a drone yet.
RC Master is asking, what have I missed so far? Well, we've compared side-by-side comparison with the Capra and the Bomber, and actually dimension difference between the SCX-10 and the Capra. So the Capra is pretty much close to the same size as a SCX-10. Island RC Duke says he's already got you, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
BLX Man RC is looking for subs.
Oh,
Yeah, I just subbed not long ago.
Cool. Swamper RC didn't realize the Bomber was that big. Yes, the Bomber is big. The Bomber was a little bit bigger than the Wraith, actually. The width was exactly the same, but the suspension and geometry was way better than the Wraith. So that's why a lot of people liked the Bomber before. Better because the Bomber actually performed better than the Wraith did, especially racing. And that's what a lot of people started doing. It was a fad for about maybe 6 months, especially in California. People were doing tracks, people were doing all kind of stuff, and then it just died. Just died. That fad did not last too long. Namanamana. Da, 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 is there in the chat. Just trying to catch up on what I missed. Okay. BLX Matt, hey Tank. So for the people that missed it, A Tank RC, what's your best crawler bouncer? Well, I like a challenge. So my best crawler is my TF2, just because I like the challenge. I like it when it's a little harder. My SCX-10, very good crawler. I do have a dig on it. I've had it since I bought it. So it's a Jeep Rubicon. And it's nice. I got the overgear in the front, dig on it. What else do I have an upgrade? Not a lot of things, just the main principal things that I've done on there. And that's pretty much my favorite one would be my TF2 and then my SCX10. And it is the original SCX10. Another thing I did on it was the steering. I put the SSD Pro steering on it, which gave me the very high turning radius, just like the SCX10 So once I've done that, there was no reason for me to buy an SCX10 So this thing performs better than an SCX10 as far as I know. So that's the one I like. I do have a Wraith. It's my son's. Well, I bought it and I said, here, you can have it. It's fun. It's a fun truck, but to me, I call it a cheater truck because it's got too many big tires. I like it, the Wraith, that when it came out back again with the 1.9 tires, that was nice. And now this new Capra looks pretty promising for a little rock racer. So yes, RC Voodoo, we are talking about the Capra. And just for some people that missed it, here's side-by-side comparison between a bomber. So on this side, Capra's on this side, and you can really tell the difference between a bomber. And bomber did have Wraith axles. So these axles are almost as wide as this, but about 3/4 inch less. So here's the underneath. Here it's not really side by side, so it makes the bomber look even bigger. But these three pictures really shows the difference of the two different trucks. And we talked about here the Jeep Cherokee, how the width of it 8.9 and the Capra is 10. But the wheelbase is 12.5, and on the Cherokee, it's 12.3. But here's the funny thing. Clearance, 3 inches on the Cherokee, 3 inches ground clearance on the Capra. And when you look at the Bomber, it was actually 2.8. So it's a funny thing about the weight clearance. Weight, 6.2 pounds for the Bomber, 4.5 pounds for the Jeep Cherokee, and the Capra is 4 pounds. So it's actually lighter than a Jeep Cherokee and way lighter than 2 pounds less than a Bomber. So if you guys want to know more and you are on Facebook, register yourself to Axial CAPRA. They've made a Facebook page. This is where I found these pictures by Rich RC. I'm not going to say his last name because I'm going to screw it up. So I said Crappa is not a Carpa, LOL. Yeah, I sometimes screw up that name. A couple times I got caught myself saying Carpra, so I even screw up that name once in a while. Capra. BLX Matt, hold on, he said something. Tank, we have a Neverest 10. We crank it into half. So cool. So they've taken an Everest 10 and a half-ass SCX10 with higher bar steering and Wraith links. So they cabinalized an Everest, put some SCX10 part on it, and links from a Wraith, and they built that. That should actually look kind of neat, especially with the narrow axles.
Is there any more information about the truck itself? Does it have a dig? Is it 2-speed or?
It is a dig. It is a dig that's on it, on the transmission, and it does show a couple things on the transmission, not much. Does show on the website, and we will go through it. But on this one here, Brad showing the new dig function, which is here, which is different than the one I have on my truck. So I don't know if it's going to work better. Mine works very good. Mine's the dig for the Wraith. So I actually put a Wraith transmission on mine. Transmission for the Wraith and transmission for the SCX10 was exactly the same, except the case was a little longer on the Wraith, and that was to permit a dig to be installed. So I only had to change a case and put all the same gears into it. But this one, it looks pretty good, and it looks pretty strong, the whole system that they thought about for the dig. But when we go to the overview of the truck, they call it the Capra 1.9 Unlimited Trail Buggy. And it is a kit. So don't get everything for it. And they call it 1.9 because of the tires or the rims, because you do not get tires with it, because you can actually choose your own tires.
Okay.
So 1.9 tires you prefer. So you got to put your own. So it does say it comes with a licensed 3-piece molded beadlock wheels, and put your 1.9 preferred tires on it. It's got a pretty cool video. Here's a nice shot of it. The servo is mounted onto the axle. Oh my God, Tony's in the house. Are you the one making all that noise, Tony?
Am I? Maybe.
I don't know. I just heard a big bzz, bzz.
I heard some kind of internet funk.
Okay. Tony went through this video today through this. So
they mean
okay.
stop. Just switching off the notifications.
Okay, cool. It does have a light bar, which Tony loves. No, he doesn't. He mentioned that he didn't like that light bar. So you can see the cage. It looks kind of small, and once in real life, once you have it, because of the nature of the truck, when you really put this beside beside this thing, it's gonna look so small, because this body's so big, and then you're gonna put this right beside. This truck is gonna look small onto it. But
Are you showing video right now?
No, I'm not showing the video, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just showing the website. But I'm comparing it to a SCX10 Jeep Cherokee, like the body. So usually the Jeep Cherokee goes all the way past the wheels. And keep in mind, this is exactly the same wheelbase as that Jeep Cherokee. So when you put this truck right beside this, it's going to look small. It's going to be a good crawler. Tony, you're making way too much noise. I muted you. I just muted you. I get the thumbs up from Tony. So it's gonna be a nice little crawler. It's almost not a comp crawler, but it's a rock racer. It's got portal axle, which are wider than an SCX10, almost the same width as a Wraith, but a little shorter. So they will fit on the SCX10, but you might have to play with your rims or get rims that actually goes a little deeper into there. It does have the good gears onto it. Got the Bevel Gears. Looks like the bearings are not sealed. Interesting. Maybe it was just for the picture.
I I do like the spiral gears. That's a nice
Yes.
nice thing to have.
Yeah, like Tony was saying earlier, looks like this can be flipped on the other side. So the front axle is probably made the same way. So if ever somebody wants to have four-wheel steering, to me, on a comp truck or a rock racer, four-wheel steering is important. And looks like this is exactly the same width here. This should be the same width because it actually goes over the bearing. So these holes should be exactly the same. Therefore, this cap should be able to flip completely around if you put the bevel gear on the other side. So in other words, you could take a front axle, put it in the rear, flip it, flip this gear, and it will still work. So, and here again, they talk about their, they have the high pinion gear. Including a locker for it. So, they do include a locker for it. That's cool. So that you can actually lock your axle. So when you put it in there, looks like they will lock into it. So you won't have that slop that you have on some SCX10, the older SCX10. So here you have the metal gears in the transmission, which is nice. And you have the rear, the dig. I like the dig. I really like it on my truck. Some people were saying, well, don't put it because you can't use it in comp. I never been to a comp where it was disallowed. Or, well, actually, I've been in one and they said you can't use it. So I just didn't use it. But 90% of the time, I used it when I was out with friends and trailing and just having fun. I use it all the time. And it's a wow factor when people see me do circles like on a dime. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dig is a lot of fun. So it does have the 6 millimeter stainless steel link, which is really cool. If I'm missing something in the chat, guys, sorry, because I'm actually looking at the video and talking, so it's hard for me to follow the chat. Call the trail rig. Yes, these Curry axle are plastic. These axle that they have on there are plastic axles. This transmission case is, to me, kind of the skid plate is very skimpy, I find, because when I saw it here, they show the battery tray and they show some stuff. I guess it was farther down. Sorry for me scrolling on you guys. But they actually had it right here. And to me, I don't know. I find there's going to be a lot of weakness there. But once everything is tied together, it should be pretty strong. But it's a very weak point here in the center. I don't know.
Well, it depends on.
Don't forget, the truck only weighs 4 pounds.
Yeah, but by the time you modify it and things like that, it might get heavy. But yeah, you can't really change the cage unless you put a metal cage. Transmission here is being held by these 4 screws. Shocks looks decent. Again, they look okay. And I believe the spring included, they do come with red screen, green and a red spring for firm and soft. So you can actually choose what you want to ride on. It does have 4-link, which is nice. Once things break or strip a screw hole, you got to replace the whole damn thing. Yes, you do, but keep in mind, in plastic, if ever you do strip a hole in the plastic, a screw in plastic, just put tire glue in it. If you put tire glue in your hole and then you screw your screw in there and just leave it overnight, it will redo the thread with the tire glue. It's an old trick. Oh, here they show the skid plate.
But for what I'm seeing, for the pictures that I'm seeing, it looks like the lower links only use one screw in each side, like just one big screw that goes across.
Yes, it does go. It's one long set screw. It goes into here on this side. It's a long set screw that goes all the way through, and it holds the two of them. Yes.
That's very much like a Wraith or something. Yeah.
Yep. So that's. I like the rims, the Raceline wheels. They look very good, and I really like that bar. It's nice and thin. That's what I like about it, even if Tony doesn't like it.
Hey, as far as light bars go, I do like it. It's quality looking for sure.
Yeah. But I still can't believe the big difference in size when you compare it to a bomber. That's what everybody was saying. It's going to be replaced a bomber, but it's not, because it's actually the same size as an SCX-10.
Which one is the same size as the SCX-10? The new one?
Yeah, the Capra is exactly the same wheelbase as an SCX.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize the bomber was that much bigger of a vehicle.
Yeah, the bomber is the same size as a Wraith. It's a little longer than a Wraith, but it's just got the same axles as a Wraith.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the cage was different. Geometry was a little bit different on the bomber. But you can see there's a big difference. And when I actually went and compared the size here between the Cherokee and the Capra, there's a big difference. There was a big difference. For the scale guys, I guess this realistic interior, because it doesn't have the legs, it's kind of, to me, not useless, but looks good. But wonder if there's a way to change that.
I bet so. It screws in because the ESC and that sit right underneath it.
Yeah, right underneath the dash here is where's your receiver and your ESC.
I don't know how far down you can go though, because the transmission is going to be right below it.
Yeah, transmission is going to be right below here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would still rather have just the seat like the old SCS-10 Jeep, so we could like half cut a body and stick it in, you know?
Yeah. And the battery is under the hood. You take off these two. There's a little pin here. You take off this pin, and the hood actually springs back. You can actually see here the hinge. Here's one hinge, and the other one's on this side. You can see the hinge here on this, on the inside, because they don't have it hooked up yet. So this is what actually spins around that actually holds the hood. And
so that's cool, because that's like a takeoff of the Wraith 1.9.
Yes, it is.
But they hid it instead of having it stick out of the top, which I love.
Yeah, they hid, instead of putting the pin here on top, they just flipped it around, and now you have the pin on the bottom.
And now you have no body pins in the vehicle that are visible.
Now, the only thing is, this thing, after bouncing and whatnot, it might kind of pop out. Because I think by bouncing, it's gonna pop out like this by the time it gets used up. So
yeah,
I don't think a lot of people are gonna keep this little tab.
Well, just put it in the other way.
Yeah, you could. I like the server horn that's got the metal insert. That's a good idea. And I've had aluminum horns on my rig in SCX-10. But because they're aluminum, they just bend. I think if you go rock crawling, hit a rock or something, they just bend. So that's pretty much the whole truck. But like I was looking at the text, the specs of it, the length of the truck is 17 inches, and the Jeep Cherokee is actually 22 inches. That's a big difference. Width is 8.9 for the Cherokee and 10.25 for the Capra. But here's the kicker: the wheelbase 12.5 and 12.3 for the Cherokee. So
it's actually a little longer, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit, not much. Height is 10-inch for the Jeep Cherokee and 8.5 for the Capra. So that's what I was saying. Like when you're going to put the Capra beside your CX-10 Jeep or truck, it's going to look small. I think a lot of people are going to complain on that, but that's the size of the truck. That's what comes.
You're saying it's going to look smaller than the Jeep?
It's gonna, yeah, it is going to look smaller than the Jeep because the body is so small.
Yeah, but I mean, so is a moon buggy, right? It's kind of smaller. That size one right there aren't as huge. I mean, they're still big, but
I
thought you said it had a longer and wider wheel. I thought it had a wider wheelbase and longer for the
a little
Capra.
wider wheelbase, but the wheelbase is the same. But what the main thing is going to be on the body,
Just the shape.
The shape of the body, yeah. Because if you really look at the Jeep Cherokee, here I'll show you again. The Jeep Cherokee here, the bumper goes all the way up to the front here, like past the wheels.
Yeah.
But when you look at the bomber, it's just here. So when you're going to have this beside your SCX-10, this thing is going to, and even the rear is almost past almost halfway of the wheel,
which is great.
Like for rock crawling, it's great. But I'm just saying for looks, it's going to look so much smaller than this. But it's the same scale. It's the same scale.
I wonder what a real moon buggy style vehicle would look like next to a Jeep.
They probably look like that. That's what I'm trying to say is these guys are probably 1/10 guy, and it's probably is to scale.
Yeah, it's just going to look smaller. Gotcha.
It just looks smaller because that's where the frame is. That's where they cut everything.
But did you see the angles it was crawling up in that video?
Yeah.
Looked impressive.
Yeah, that's the whole geometry of the links and all that. It's really good. So curry and plastic don't sound good together. I'm thinking they put curry there because they maybe got the license to take the same shape as the curry axle, and they probably got all the same gut as the curry axle from Vanquish. That's what I'm thinking. That's why they put the name Curry there. So the axle are plastic. Hey, Steph, how you doing?
Good.
What do you have to say about the Capra?
It looks pretty cool to me. I don't understand why they didn't include tires with it though.
That is true. I think it's because it's a kit. A lot of kits don't come with tires, and there's so many choices that people can put on there, and that's why they said put your own tires that you want on it. But for the price, they should have put tires onto there.
Well, they gave you a light bar. That's not usually in a kit either. Right? It's a trade out. A light bar like that's $40.
Yeah.
All day long.
So which one would you rather have, Steph? Would you have a light bar or tires?
I don't really care. I mean, I can make my own light bar, so it doesn't really bother me.
Okay.
I like being forced to have to buy tires because otherwise I would leave the kit ones on that aren't any good because that's what I tend to do. So it forces me to go out and buy good tires.
Mm-hmm.
How come there's no real kits out there that have really good tires on them?
What do you mean by real good tires? Sticky tires or scale tires?
Something that really works, like let's say for a scale truck, like the PBX AT, which I have on one of my rigs, and they're almost like cheater tires. They crawl on everything.
Maybe cost. Maybe it's cheaper to put the other name brand, because as soon as you put a branded tire on there from a scale tire that's manufactured, you got to pay royalties on it.
Okay.
How good are Vanquish ones though that come with that kit?
Well, there you go. But you know, if they're buying, thousands of tires, they're going to get a much better deal. And
Yes, they will.
okay, they're going to charge a little bit. They can charge a little bit more for the kit if they
Mhm.
really good tires.
True. But I think they listen to a lot of people from other kits that they built before, like the Trepadors. As soon as people got the Trepadors, well, they ditched the Trepador and put their own tires on it. Like a lot of people did not use the manufacturer's tires that came with the kit. And I think they listen to a lot of people, and then they say, okay, well, put your own tires on it. That's what I'm thinking. RC Voodoo says all kits should come with Hyrax tires.
But then again, you got the Red Cat, which has the Gen 8 there. I forget the name of the tires.
I can look it up. I have one behind me.
I forget the name.
Gen 8. Come over here. They're Super Swampers from IROC. IROC Super Swampers. Is that the one you're talking about?
Those are good.
Yep, they did pretty good last time when we used them.
Now, do those come on it?
Yep. Those are stock tires that comes with it. And I'm not sure what comes with too many things. Yeah, I don't think any tires come with the kit.
No, they don't.
So,
We just built that. It was a lot of fun over the weekend.
oh yeah? Well, you
Yeah.
got a kit, you put a body on it, you put everything?
Yeah, we did a competition with 2 teams. Each had a kit like that to start with.
Cool.
And then we gave everybody the same tires and everything to build it and try and make it compete better.
That's my winter project. Winter that's coming up.
It's cool when you go to put the receiver in, they've
Yeah.
got the names of all the designers on it stamped into the chassis. It's really cool.
Cool. Herbie is right here. Herbie's right there behind me.
So what was your take, Tank? I missed it. Did you give a final thought of what you think of the Capra?
No, not really, not yet. I like it. It's got a lot of potential. Price might be a little expensive by the time it gets to Canada. I'll just have to wait and see. But it's going to be a nice little crawler. Where it actually sits for comps, I think it's going to be hard because it's going to compete against the Wraith and against the 2.2 tires. So the only way it's going to compete is if you take off those 1.9, put 2.2s, because it is going to fall in class 3. So to run it in class 3, you're almost going to need 2.2 tires with those portal axle to actually compete against the Wraith. That's what I think, because of the short wheelbase. But because of that short wheelbase, it should perform pretty good. So I like it. It's got a lot of potential. I can't hear you, Steph. Steph, we can't hear you. We can't hear you for some odd reason.
Well, guys, I got to take off because I got to run the kids out.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Thanks for
I see
coming.
you, Randy.
Yeah.
See you around it.
That's a big truck.
Class 2. All right, guys. Have a good night.
See ya.
Class 2. Later.
Who's second? It said it's class 2.
Yeah, that little truck. Trail Critter RC says 449 Canadian for that kit. So that's
Yeah.
not bad. I got other things I'm going to buy first. I'm more of a scale builder kit, scale building or scale truck
Yeah.
with interior and a bunch of other things. So that truck right now, the Capra, is not on my high list, but it
Yeah.
is one I wouldn't mind getting.
I ordered it up after I saw the video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Good.
literally went right over after watching the video and ordered it. I was impressed.
Buy me to have it.
I can't wait for you to have it and actually try it with 1.9 tires, or actually 2.2, and see actually how it handled with the 2.2s. That would be very interesting to see.
See how the difference is? Yeah.
Yeah. So what did I miss with all the chat? Gomer James, what's up, guys? I'm new to crawling. Would this be a good starter crawler? It would be. It would be a very good crawler. That's for sure. Scalar crawler, and scale in the sense that scaled interior, a winch. To put a winch on here is going to be very hard. To build like a Jeep that's scaled, you got interior, you got dash, you got a working steering and all that. That's not the truck for you. But if you want something to crawl and it's going to be good for crawling, yeah, this truck is going to be amazing.
You made a believer out of me, Tank.
Oh, sure.
You just sold me.
I never had built a truck kit before. I was thinking about the Proline MT or this MP kit. Myself, for the price difference, I would go for the Proline MT. The Proline MT, to me, is a better build truck because it's built by Proline, and they do a lot of cool stuff. And I've seen the difference of the arms and the difference of the chassis. To me, it's a much better truck. The Proline MT truck. RC Basher Boy, Porsche. I think I annoyed Tank with that enough. I don't know what you mean. Yeah. RC Voodoo is going crawling tomorrow at 10. We're actually going to an event. Steph, the LED, we're going to an event this weekend on Sunday. It should be a nice day, so I'm glad. No, I still can't hear you, Steph. Did you change anything? Go in your audio settings, choose something else, and come back to your microphone. So something went mute or whatever. Yes, the Capra would be a beast with 2.2s. The simple reason it would be a beast is because of the short wheelbase. It would be a very good climber. Like with 2.2s, it'd be crazy. But keep in mind, you can get 1.9s that are actually bigger than the 2.2s. So you do have to be careful which tires you get.
Yeah.
What size motor would be good for the Capra?
They were just asking about that. I saw over on the Capra group. They're asking if a 550 would fit in it. That's what they want. They say it's a better startup and all that, like as far as better brake, drag brake in the motors. John Holmes was in there talking about the benefits of a 550 in a crawler.
I would put that motor that I got for the kit. Where the heck did that motor go? I'm not sure what I did with it. I moved too many things around. I was working on that rig, which I haven't worked for a week now on this truck. I was working on this, but I haven't touched it for about a week. I don't know where.
Don't let it go too long like me.
Yeah. Well, I kind of let it go because my front headlight, I got my front headlights, but the problem is I didn't have the high beams, and yeah, I got the headlights, I got the fog lamp, but the high beams I don't have. So I went out and I bought some more lights to make some. So I'm going to make my own, but now I got to find that little white connector, or else I'm going to jimmy something else.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I stopped, because I didn't have all the proper lights for it. And also on the side of the truck, it actually has signal lights on the side here. It's going to be hard to see. There. Come over here. So it has signal lights right here on the side.
Yeah.
And I did not have the lights for here, but now I do. And I do have the lights for this. I did put the lights for here, but I think the lights that went here were supposed to go there, but I actually put them here. These were extra or spare. So I got another set to put here.
Yeah, cool.
So
I had to get a new servo horn or saver or something because mine busted. Hadn't even driven it.
And I did have to take the seat out of the truck because the ESC did not fit. So now my seats are out of the truck, but I'm probably going to glue it right onto the ESC or find a way to, so you can actually see the seat. They're probably going to be a little higher than they're supposed to, but I do want to put like a scale driver in there. But the window by default do have a little tint into them.
Yeah, they're a little dark. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, but that's how it came. So, but these mirrors are just like crazy. I just love
Sharp
it.
looking.
Oh yeah, these mirrors, and they actually really shine like a real mirror. And on the other side, it's just like
Wow.
A lot of cool details on this thing.
I'm just like, send me the RTR Tamiya that they just announced, the Scania one. It's called a day. Trade out this other one I'm working on.
Are they're making a pro build one or what? Okay.
Yep, that's what I saw on the Scania one. Oh no, it wasn't a semi. It was the logger truck.
The logger. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Cool.
So, in another note, has anyone seen the new Kraken?
Yeah, I signed up for the updates on it. I wasn't impressed with the 3D rendering, but when I saw the model that he had, the 3D printed one, I like that a lot.
So
yeah, that small crack in there. Yeah.
The 10 scale?
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit funny that he went from 1/5 scales to 1/10 scales. I thought, wow, that's quite a jump.
Yeah. That's why they're trying to get, I think, a little bit of the funding. The build process is different.
Yeah, and that's what he mentioned in his comment. He says they used to build a lot of 1/5, but they're trying to get into the market of the 1/10. So it is a big jump for them, but we'll see how it goes. I wish them luck.
I see they put pre-orders for $329, something like that, but they don't specify if it's the RTR or if it's the kit version.
It doesn't say. And there's actually no place to pre-order it. It's just to sign up for updates.
Yeah. So I thought it was a bit curious. But one thing I thought was just looking at the pictures and some of the videos, I've noticed at least on the front, I've noticed they put the shocks mounted to the top arm of the car, not on the bottom arms, which I thought was a bit strange.
Yeah, and the rear links are kind of interesting too. The rear end view of the car, the whole build of it's got me interested.
Yeah, it is.
Their other ones perform so well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the fifth scale? Yeah.
Is your microphone back now, Steph? Oh, I do hear a crackling, so something is weird or wrong. One thing you could try is exit and come back in. Maybe that's going to fix it.
I think he's done it, but it didn't work.
You think he's done it?
I saw the LED wheel joined about 2 minutes ago.
That's odd. I know that maybe Zoom is having issues because me and Randy were talking about 30 minutes before the stream started, and all of a sudden he started hearing echo. And I said, what? And he didn't change anything, and I didn't change anything, and all of a sudden it left. So maybe, oh, I did hear something there from you. It was weird. Here, let me mute you. I muted you, and let me unmute you. Go ahead. No, that didn't help. Spotlight video. There you are. You're spotlighted. Which I don't think is going to help anything. We are having technical difficulty. That is very weird. Sorry about that, Steph. I don't know what's going on. And you said that you actually logged off and logged back on, and it's still the same.
Other than a shutdown to restart the drivers, I wouldn't know what else to try.
Yep. Don't know. You can sign language. Well, maybe you can because I don't know how to read it. Yeah, AZ Froggy is saying ready to run semi ? Where did you see that, Tony?
It wasn't a semi. It was
a log truck from Tamiya?
A log truck. It was Big Squid had an update about it.
Oh yeah?
They updated the ones that they said were also coming out. If you go to Big Squid and look in the Tamiya section.
Cool. Trying to catch up with the chat here. Rich Homan says tank needs more shelves. It's getting full up. Yeah, it's full, and I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 RCs that don't have a home yet. So yes, I do need more shelving.
Tank needs not just more shelves; he needs a bigger house.
That's the next step. Once the house is not big enough, then I move to another house. I just buy another house.
Sound like a hoarder.
Or do like Tony, just take up the attic. Just like in the attic and here, take over.
Well, it's not any different than a basement.
That's true. That's true. It's nice to see that corner again of your shop and not the other one that has like the blue light and all that, which is completely different than that one.
Yeah, I was working on. I got this really cool. I got the parts bin of the century for all my SMT 10s and Axial stuff.
Those are long friggin' shocks, man.
So these are shocks, and these are all the different casings for the AR60 axles.
Wow.
Gears. These are metal upgraded gears. Ring and pinion bags.
Now, when you go somewhere on race day, don't leave that bin lying around because it might walk away.
I know, right? This bin here. So I have a whole. It's a tackle box with 4 drawers of different parts.
Cool.
There's axles in here. Then there's links, for your steering links, all the stock ones plus upgrade ones, plus a whole bunch of more axles in here.
Cool.
And drive shafts and carrier hubs, and I mean, I'll be able to outfit people, anybody that has issues with their cars. This is all the like lower links and upper links and all the different.
Hey, I need some of those links. I need some of those rate links, the lower ones.
Pieces. Yeah. I've got like shortened wheelbase ones in here.
Oh yeah.
Stock ones. I've got these. It came with these metal ones, so I bought it off a guy who was getting out of it, as well as like this tank. So there's 4 of these, and this is an extra, and it actually saved my butt because I was down to 1-wheel drive on my crawler on the camping trip.
Really?
Because that axe motor is so smooth, but also so powerful.
Okay.
That you don't realize how much stress you're putting on the wheels when they get locked in a rock or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I busted one of the pins that hold the hex in behind the wheel, and then I busted one of the pins that are in the drive shaft, and then I didn't realize it, but the drive shaft fell out, and this had an extra drive shaft, metal drive shaft fitting in there. This is the one I replaced or I took out. But there's all these rod ends and all this stuff to make your own links.
Cool.
In here, rods and ends and cutter, everything. All kinds of rod ends.
You're ready for race day, that's for sure.
Yep. So that was the noise I was making earlier. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was picking up in my microphone so much.
So when's your next event for Monster Truck?
Oh, later this month. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be at it. So we'll see. Hopefully. There's a 5th scale race this weekend that I'm hoping to be at.
Rich Coleman says, dang, Tony is a mobile hobby shop.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a parts bin galore for Axial. For a Wraith or for, drive shafts will go in anything. So.
Yeah, I just put an ad on the Facebook groups here, the local buy sell, because I'm actually looking for lower metal links for the Wraith.
Oh, yeah?
So local guy
I would
said
give you those ones, except they're going to go on my son of a digger. When I saw that, I realized that this $60 kit, all this stuff I paid $60 for with the case, and comes with the drivers and some other stuff, heads and all that. All the little different wheel inserts for J Concepts. Their monster truck tires have you could take out and change the depth of the tire. I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, so it came with all that stuff. It's like $60 for the whole kit with everything.
Cool.
So once I saw that I had brand new drive shafts in there, which are $20 plus 6 more sets, like that alone, then I had the links and shocks, and there's like 6 sets of shocks in there, something like that. Probably 20 total, 24 total shocks. It's crazy.
Wow. So Steph, are you back? No, it's still muffled. Don't know. You have another mic you can try, or no? Okay. I don't know, if you want to show us something, you can show us a picture or your truck, and we'll try to guess what it is. Ah, that's an SCX-10. Pretty sure that's an SCX-10. Which one is that? Oh, the transmission. The links. No, I'm not sure what you're showing. Oh,
Wire?
looked like a revolver motor. Is that what you're putting on there?
Holmes Hobby
Holmes
Revolver.
Yeah.
Is it 1800 kV?
I think you said yes. Are you going to bring that Sunday? Yeah, cool. I'll see it Sunday. I'm meeting up Laurentian. Oh, white walls.
Nice.
Cool.
What ESC is he running?
What do
to
you
power
see?
it?
Is it a Holmes Hobby? Quick run.
Trailmaster? Oh, quick run. Yep.
Cool.
You have to let me know how smooth it is. I have one of them I bought for my race rock bouncer, one of those motors to try in it. Something smooth. I'm going to do more as a rock crawler, not a bouncer. We don't have rocks.
1 or 2, he says.
What, 1800 kV? I'm not sure what he means, 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
One motor, single motor.
Okay, 1 word or 2 word? Let's play charade here. V? 2?
He said I should get a 2300 kV.
It would be easier if you type in the chat instead. This thing, we do have a chat here. It does have a chat window.
Tap the microphone.
Yeah, maybe tap the microphone and see what's going to happen. Maybe it's a loose wire in there. I do hear you tapping. No.
Sounds like
I hear you. I hear the tapping when you're tapping on the microphone, but I can't hear you.
Little tap, tap, taparoo.
Version 2, he says. Version 2
Oh,
of
version
what?
2. I just ordered it. It's brand new.
Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
heard that.
You heard? Okay.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
No, I'm back. Look at that.
You
Yes.
moved your microphone and it came back. Don't touch it anymore.
Yeah, don't move it. Yeah, so it's version 2, the smaller one.
Cool. And we have Steve DeClark that came in.
Oh shit! I gotta change my name.
Steve-O.
Steve OD from the 313. I'm Frank the Tank from the. I'm Frank.
Wait
the
on
Tank.
me quick. I was chatting up with Sean.
Oh yeah.
Sean and Javier, yeah, and I was like, "Holy shit!" It's like 30. Chat popped up.
RC Voodoo, he says he has a review on it just uploaded. Wonder if that's about that motor.
I saw the Holmes Hobbies when I was looking at the Axe motors. He was comparing it with his motors.
With the Axe motor, oh yeah?
Yeah, the Axe and something else versus his. And what was it? He was running with the Sidewinder 4 ESC because apparently it has some kind of tuning that you can do now in the Castle Sidewinder 4. So
Okay.
it's not censored, but it performs like a censored motor, he said. And so I got that and I got the Sidewinder 4, but I ended up putting the Sidewinder 4, the whole system into the Kyosho truck, and now I don't want to take it out. But I just needed the ESC, but they don't sell just the ESC around here, so I bought the kit. I was just going to use the motor for something else later, but I really want to try that with that combo. But this did perform awesome. This 1800, it's so slow and smooth, and the power is just unreal. I mean, it's drive shafts snapping. So
Oh, yeah?
I've got new drive shafts coming. I like this truck enough that it was worth getting a new axle for the front, just the metal part that I kind of busted, and then the drive shaft. Even though this one seems to work, but I wanted to go back to the stock.
Is that the RBG one?
Yeah. RGT.
RGT or something like that. Over here they call something different. They call FTXs.
Yeah. It's a lot like the MST one.
Do they still use the 2 M screws on the steering, or they upgraded that?
How many screws on the steering?
The M2s. Do they still use M2s for the steering linkage, or they upgraded that to M3s?
Up here, or?
Yeah, you know, like the steering linkage, the bar across.
Yeah, it spins. It's really weird. It ends up backwards, which then it limits your steering a little bit because it hits the metal, because there's twists. It's bent, so it'll go out, but by the time you're done running, it's twisted around backwards for some reason.
I think he's asking if the screws are the M2s or did they upgrade it to the M3s?
Oh, I think they're M3. They're like a standard screw that Axial and everybody uses.
Okay, so it is an M3.
It's standard size. Sorry, I misunderstood. But it is weird how that front bar turns.
Yeah, no, over here, the original ones, they came with the M2s. And
bending?
They snapped.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
There's not enough meat on them.
Did you try this motor yet, Tony? The RC 906 10 shock?
No.
Chris from GCM Racing says it's awesome because it is a 6-pole within slot.
Yeah.
It's very smooth for a brushless motor. So that's one motor I would actually put on that Capra. That'd be a nice motor.
Okay.
The one
How many poles is that revolver? It's a ton. Like when you look at it, it's like insane.
How many poles is that revolver?
14 poles.
14 pole, yeah.
14 poles? Holy cow.
14 poles. I just tried it quickly, and it seems to have an insane amount of torque.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the can doesn't look that deep. It looks short.
It's very short.
Wow.
It barely sticks out from the end of the XCX10 gearbox.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I was running what you were pointing at, and then you made it spin, and I noticed it was a revolver.
It's just weird because it's an outrunner.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And the 10 shock I got is the 1750. You can get a 1250, 1750, and 2400. So I went with the 1750.
Those outrunner motors, though, usually run a lot of poles like that with the planes and everything. It's very typical. That's why I wanted to try it just to see how smooth it was. So I've read that it's just like running a censored motor. But for this rock bouncer, that's what I'm just trying to make it go slow.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in making it a super speed truck because I don't want to bend it and break it and all that. I just want enough power.
See, when I look at that cage, it's probably the same size or even longer than the Capra. I think the Capra is going to be shorter than that.
Yeah.
Especially on the front end.
And the shocks just extend it.
Yeah.
It looks like a hawk head or something, an eagle head.
Thinking though, the shocks would be better going down here.
Well, the shocks being that way, you're going to get more flex. When your shocks are lying down a lot, you're going to get a heck of a lot more flex. Now, if your shocks were tied to your linkage, it would be a different
Yeah, I'm just trying to get because by the time I connect these, it's pivoting so much.
Yep.
Something's the wrong length here.
Yeah, but you should be able to attach your shock on your bottom link, no?
Yeah, over here.
On the link on the bottom?
Oh, no.
No, not those links? Okay.
No, I go here. Most of the guys don't do that. But if I dropped it down onto here, right above where the link hits,
Yeah.
I think that'll lift it up.
But it's going to crawl nice, that's for sure. It's a nice cage.
So these are not, the guy recommended 110 millimeter shocks. These are 105.
Okay.
So they're a little bit shorter. I thought I could make do, but I might not be able to. It might throw the geometry off.
Mm.
And I do have other links I can use that do allow the shocks to sit in it.
Okay.
But I was trying not to go that route.
For a second there, Steve-O, I thought your screen was on fire. There was a lot of smoke on your screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You had your cigarette close by.
So, Steve, have you glued the tires yet?
I can't find the glue. I have a brand new bottle, HPI glue, that I do not know where the hell I put it.
So did you damage a tire with your spur gear and pinion?
No, I loosened the spur or the pinion, and I got it out really.
You backed it up?
Yeah, it should be all right.
Green Frog says, I agree with Steve-O. The bouncer frame is bird skull shape, kind of.
Yeah, it reminds me of Eagle Head.
Oh, Beanfield asked the same question I asked you about the tire.
Yeah. I don't know where I put that stuff. And we just got almost done building the new bench. So there's stuff like everywhere, trying to move stuff around to get stuff organized in here. So I'm sure I'll stumble across it anyway.
Okay.
Hopefully. Or just buy more.
Cool. Hey, Shen, how you doing? I just put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to join in, come right ahead. Come on in. Everybody's invited to the party. For the last 45 minutes or so that we're going to be on. I should be ending this around 11:30. I usually keep it going for 2 hours.
Can you hear me all right? Because the microphone's disconnected, so I only got like the speakers in the laptop. Bill said he couldn't hear me.
I hear you.
Fine.
What glue do you all sniff? Where's the master?
Oh,
The best one. The best one. What other kind is there? Thanks for jumping in, Rich. Have fun.
Use question mark. Which ones do you use?
Oh, which one do you use? I use, oh, here it is. Mercury Adhesive M300M. That's the one I'm using right now. It's a medium glue. You do have some that's thick, light, medium, and thick. So before I was using light, I went to medium. I think medium is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what the Duratrax I had was medium. It seemed to work pretty good. Have you ever used a Proline? That stuff's kind of expensive.
No, never used a Proline. Oh, CCX left, but Sean joined in.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey, long time no talk.
That. I just
Yeah, what?
started the build of the Mercedes, so I'm on bag A.
That's on the Mercedes.
Yeah, or as Tank would say, I'm on bag A.
Bag A.
Big A.
Bag A.
Yeah.
Now, which Mercedes are you building? Is that a Tamiya Mercedes? That's the.
The Charisma, the one we won on the last live show.
Oh, you already got yours?
Yep. Here, I already posted a video of it. That's an L too, so an unboxing video. Yeah.
I guess I gotta go check the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Bucks Avante is in Chicago right now, and that's 5 hours away. So it should probably get here tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, I got mine on Wednesday or something like.
Yeah, Denali said he tried to do same day shipping.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I was waiting for a tracking number. I guess he never sent one.
I think I got your guys' tracking number. I'll have to check the emails.
Charisma Mercedes-Amg unboxing.
And Bobby Baxter, he got, I sent this trike out yesterday. So it says it'll be arriving Friday the 13th, which is tomorrow. So it'll be his first video.
Hey, what's up, Bill Cutter?
Cool. I didn't know that Charisma was actually a kit that you had to build.
Yeah, kept like I actually like the tires are actually rubber with nice foams in them and everything too, like so.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I'm surprised it actually comes with a motor though.
Yeah, it's like the
It came with a motor? Really?
Yeah, it comes with a motor, but no ESP or receiver, like but it has a motor. No.
Cool.
And these E-clips are doing my head in already though.
Oh yeah.
You gotta use that T tool, like Shen was showing me.
I know, yeah. I don't actually know what the hell. I think mine's out in my car in the backpack.
You don't got about
Cool.
50 of them things?
Yeah, 11 up.
I'll make sure to watch that video tomorrow.
Yeah, so yours should be coming pretty soon then. Right.
Yep. Yeah, but I live farther.
Yeah, yours probably held up in customs.
Yep, true.
Did you get an ESC for that one, Sean?
I haven't got one yet, so I'll pick something up this week. I'll build it all up first.
Yeah, these are only I think like $11 on eBay. The 1060.
Yeah. Well, I have a bloody Taken set up there, but for some reason I can't get it to register when it it'll just keep blinking red. I don't know why it won't. I might send it back to Taken to see what is going on with it, like, you know.
Yeah.
So you got those for $11 on eBay?
Yeah, they got the jumpers and all that for lipo NIM. And it says 2 to 3S. 2 to 3S. Right?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm lucky though. I have them two big internet stores. Like I got Power Hobby and Nitro Hobby, so I can just go. They're only 10 minutes from my house, and whatever they have online, you can walk right into the store and buy it there and then too. Like so.
Cool.
Like their batteries. If you've never tried a Power Hobby battery, you should definitely try out Power Hobby batteries.
Did you say Power Hobby?
Yeah, Power Hobby. Yeah.
Right there, baby. Power Hobby.
Yeah, their batteries are freaking great.
Yeah.
And that's like so. Power Hobby are one of my local hobby shops. You know.
Hey Tony, nice flag or tablecloth. You're really getting into that RC conspiracy stuff, eh? It's a lot
I
of
was
fun.
testing out their tapestries that they sell on what is it? Teespring through
Cool.
YouTube. I already have banners and stuff for CCXRC, so
Yeah, that actually looks good.
it's printed on fabric. It's very nicely done. I was shocked. I did not expect it to actually turn out very well.
Cool. And how much is a thing like that worth?
$33, I think.
That's pretty good.
It wasn't too bad. That's why I was like, I gotta at least try it.
Yeah.
I got the big boy out. Gotta put a new drive shaft in her.
Oh. How'd you manage busting a drive shaft? Jumping too high again?
Yeah. They're huge drive shafts too. I mean, they're mammoth.
That's cool.
So I snapped off one of these huge pins.
How the
I
heck
could have just replaced the pin.
How the heck you manage breaking that? I don't know. Lots of torque.
Yeah, man.
What'd you do?
I just bought a new pin.
You could have bought a new pin?
Yeah, they're just Allen keyed to hold it in.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're working on your DBXL.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beast. I'm trying to find out how to get in there to get the.
I own one, but I did not like how it liked to nosedive every time you jumped it.
Yours did? Mine doesn't.
And it was, yeah.
Is it gas? Was yours gas powered?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, this with the 4S or with 8S in this thing, it'll keep the nose right up. There's so much power.
I suppose.
I mean, the battery's like a Coke can, or the motor in here, it's like a Coke can. It's so huge. I don't think I'm pointing it the right way, but
cool.
I just need to figure out how to get in here and get that out real quick. I'm probably just gonna take out the 4 screws from the bottom and just try and pull this up.
Is the rear axle, the center rear axle drive shaft, I mean, is that straight to your spur gear, or is it any angle?
Yeah, it's straight. Everything's straight.
Okay, because on the petrol version, they have a bit of an angle just to because of the engine. And what I've done with mine, and a lot of people happens as well, the rear gear box will start melting.
Oh wow!
I melted mine.
Was the gears inside, or was it the actual gear, the actual gearbox?
The actual gear, the casing, the gearbox casing.
Wow, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, I think if I lift out the whole motor assembly and the center diff, that's probably my easiest way to pull the. To get this one out right here.
Okay. Yeah, probably easier than taking the front end off. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like 5 or 6 screws, and I think this whole block will lift.
Mm-hmm.
It's an impressive car. I like it.
They are great on the track. They very controllable. Around the corners, very easy to go around corners. Having 4-wheel drive, it does help.
Cool.
I think I'm actually going to sell mine, but I need to fix it first.
Well,
I'm getting into the gas ones now, so I want to get a gas 5th scale.
I end up for selling mine, and I got myself the Baja. I always wanted the Baja anyway, so I had the opportunity to sell mine and get a Baja.
Yeah.
Is that the one you were running today, Toga? Yesterday, the one the video we posted today, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Baja, that thing's sweet. The sound, I love the sound of them. You keep looking for dirt bikes. I can hear them though, you know.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy my Baja quite a lot, but at the moment I think I'm starting to need rear tires, so I'm thinking of buying the Hubbard Spikes tires. A bit pricey, but they are excellent. They'll definitely rip the grass.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Stirring up the
Yes,
thing.
again.
And there is the voice of God.
The voice, yeah, because you guys can't really see me. Just see the name RC Basher Boy,
That's
right?
good. We don't see that anymore.
They're my first front suspension built.
Their first front suspension built.
Well, for the ladies, that's the front suspension. The first piece I was assembled.
So that's the first piece of bag A.
Yeah, it's the first piece of front suspension. It's actually pretty. They do the same sort of instructions as Kamaya with all the everything scaled, all the screws, nuts. They have a scale to the side as well. So.
Cool. Clayton says we all have the cool RCs, and he's getting his first one in the mail soon.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Clayton won one off Earl here.
Yeah.
Won it?
Yeah, he's getting one from Earl. Yeah.
Yeah, he won one off Earl.
Oh shoot.
Sorry, Tony. What petrol one are you thinking of getting?
It's a sprint car.
Oh, nice.
The
So it's
Sprint.
a custom HPI, and they modify them so the body can be put on it for a sprint car. But it's got a O'Neill Brothers Racing motor in it.
Uh-huh.
So it's all upgraded. Everything's upgraded. It is used, but
So we will be seeing it on the channel very soon then.
yeah, the guy's holding it for me. I just have to come up with the money.
There you go, Basher Boy. I turned on your thumbnail again, so you are kind of part of us now, so we can look like the Brady Bunch more. We're just missing two people at the back, on the bottom, I mean. And I did put the link there, so if anybody want to jump in and chat with us, go right ahead. If Clayton wants to come in and chat with us or ask any question, if you want to see any RCs that Tony has, I'm sure he's going to showcase it and show it. Or RC Basher Boy on his bed. He loves showing off RCs on his bed.
Yes, I do.
And we have Steve O.D. also that can show off some cars. Or if you want to see up close my taxi, my gold taxi, that Steve O.D. calls it, I can show you that one also.
Taxi Inferno.
So
There
that
she is.
yeah, that Rampage, Tony, looked really good in the videos.
The Rampage?
Yeah, it looked good in the videos.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the upgraded motor version.
Yeah.
Oh, you already got that thing apart? 4 or 5 screws go fast.
Yeah, that was easy. And she's ready to go back.
Okay, for sale. How much are you selling that now?
Probably $600 US.
Wow.
Holy moly.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
If only I was closer to you or lived in the US.
Do you think it'll sell for that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 7. I'm trying to get a quick sale, man. I thought my SMT10 was going to go 10 times over for $450 with all those parts.
Okay.
I'm just asking for cost, not even cost, because I was willing to ship it. I was going to lose money. And everybody was wanting those trucks for so long. Now they don't seem interested. That's all good. I don't really want to sell it. I just was willing to.
Clayton,
I don't want to sell any of them, right?
yeah.
think that's what it comes down to.
Clayton is asking, what's your best drift car and best crawler? So, Basher Boy, what is it? What's your best drifter and best crawler?
Something keto show.
No. My best crawler would be the Axial Ray, and my best drifter would be my '67 Mustang.
What chassis is that? That's a TTO2?
No, it's by Vatera. I wouldn't know,
Oh,
but it's
Vatera.
a whole traditional. It's
Cool.
just different body, but same chassis.
Actually, voodoo.
I'm an RC sexual, apparently. Last time I asked my wife for a favor, she said, ask your RC truck. Aha.
Oh boy. So, I mean, that's not cabinal. What is it? Cannibalism. That's RC-balism. How would you say that?
MX2 or the Yokomo YD2. Yeah, those are pretty nice.
Yeah, those are nice.
MST. Yeah, the MST. I wouldn't mind getting an MST rear-wheel drive.
See, I had the Tamiya TT01,
Yep.
which then I fully upgraded. Then I decided to get one of those. I forgot the name now. Eagle Racing. Is it Eagle Racing kit?
Mhm.
Which it was all just fiber carbon and aluminium, and it actually converts the motor going into the front instead of being on the rear, and it was amazing. But unfortunately, over here, I didn't have much places to go with it, so I ended up selling it.
Hmm.
And then Green Frog replied, RC Philiac. There you go. So that's what RC Voodoo is.
AZ Froggy also has two Sakura D4 chassis.
Sakura is cool. I like them.
The which one?
The Sakura.
Yeah, I have one here. It drifts amazing, but it's set up as four-wheel drive right now. But I wouldn't mind getting a two-wheel drive.
To be honest, I like the D3 better, just because the motor is up the front.
Okay.
So you that weight up the front.
What part of Scotland are you from, Toga?
Perth.
Where? Kilmarnock?
What part am I from?
No, I say what part of Scotland are you from?
Perth. Perth.
Oh, you're from Perth. You can take it there up to the. You can take your motor up to the racetrack there, no? Would they allow you to run them around the racetrack? No.
Not anymore.
No.
What you mean, the racetrack? The horse racetrack?
Yeah. You could run them up to that, no?
I work at that place.
No way. Yeah, fuck, it's a small world. I spent a lot of money in that place.
Oh, yeah. So this is my Sakura D4 Drifter. So it's kind of got some pink, kind of purplish highlights on it. That's the way I got it. It's got some nice little wheels, but man, does it ever have a lot of weights in the front.
Yeah.
The guy, he really weighted the front of this RC, but it is belt drive. I could take the belt that's off the front and actually make it a rear wheel drive. People actually do that also.
But see, this is why I prefer the 3.3, because the motor is up front, so we got more weight up front.
Okay.
So you can actually have a better, the front wheels kind of grip slightly better.
Okay. And I think I put a 3500 kV in there. Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Frank. So the weights that you have on that vehicle, is that to keep the chassis stable? I mean, while drifting, or what's the idea of having those weights there?
It's just power distribution, and because this is belt drive, it doesn't have a clutch or a slipper clutch. And I believe the rear is locked. Yeah, the rear is locked, but the front isn't. So it all has to do with when you're sliding and you're gripping, you want more weight in the front for it to actually pull you a little bit better. So it all has to do with weight and the way this truck is balanced right now, this car is balanced. The guy did a pretty good job, and it drifts very easily for a 4x4.
So in other words, you're practically drifting on 4 wheels. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of more weights in the front. In the rear, you don't have as much.
If I'm correct, Tank, you should have as well counter gear or something like that. So your wheels on the back will turn faster than the ones on the front.
I'm not sure if he changed the gearing on that because I'm not sure what came stock with the Sakura. I just bought the truck from him, the car from him, and I put a motor in it, and I just went. I did not check anything, but yeah, you're probably right. It probably has different gearing for the front and rear. See you later, BLX. And I know that, what's his face there? The little guy there was talking, Clayton. He was asking me about this car, about the wheels, like what wheels these were, which I have no clue. They came with the TA06 chassis I got from Net Cruiser RC. So they are slicks, but I have no idea what they come from. But I did put magnets on here, so it makes it very easy for me to take the body off. So got magnets, so it's very easy. And this is the TA06, which is no longer made from Pinion, but it's got the lay-down shocks in the front. This could be made as a drifter also, but right now it's just a street racer or carpet racer. So I haven't tried it yet on the carpet, but I just rebuilt it a little while ago. I picked that up from him and picked the body and painted it and made myself a new RC. So
yeah, that's one I like it with that Charisma body, the Mercedes. That's one I like it with that body. It didn't come pre-drilled.
Okay. Yes.
So I'll be able to do nice magnets on it then without having the holes or anything, you know.
Good. I like it when they come not pre-drilled, yes.
Yeah, it's better when they I hate when they pre-drill them for you, like, you know. And
yes.
The same issue you have your Beetle, then you have to figure out like, covering in the holes.
Cool. Yeah, and for this one, I wanted to be different, so I went with the gold look on it. So it turned out pretty good for the gold. What color are you going to paint yours?
I don't know. I was thinking like maybe a gunmetal gray or something, maybe, or silver.
Gray?
You know, the box art has it white, like, but I don't know. I might go with it. But a lot of them Mercedes touring cars are all gray, like, you know.
The steering radius on the TA06 is not that great. So for a drifter, it might be a little tricky, but that's all the way right now. So it's not as much as a Sakura or some of those drifters. So this is all the way on this side. This is all the way on the other side. And I don't know how much it is on Sean's RC car, what he's got.
Oh yeah, I'm not even sure yet what the steering radius is on it.
360. There's no such thing as 360 radius.
No such thing. What?
No, RC Voodoo says 360. LOL. I just read his comment. I don't know. Being silly, I guess.
On my one, I had a max of 80 degrees angle, which is stupid.
Oh yeah.
I think you can improve the steering radius. I mean, by moving the tie rods, maybe a little bit more open, maybe you get a better turning radius thing.
I'm not sure, but like on the Sakura here, like especially this wheel on this side, this one, like it's stupid how far it goes. Like
Yeah, the
Right.
inside wheel will turn more than the outside wheel.
yeah, it's crazy how much that inside wheel is turning. Like compared to what I just showed on the other one, this is nuts.
Okay. So going back to the topic of the night, Tank. So the Capra.
Yeah.
So who's gonna get it? Who here is gonna buy it? Who's here is excited for it?
Tony already ordered it.
Really?
That was quick.
Wow.
I would like it because I don't have one that style, but not sure how fast I'd be able to get one.
The only way I probably would get one right now is if I sold my Wraith, and then I'd probably get one. But right now, there's no reason for me to get one, and I have too many projects on the go right now to actually get that one. So I got to finish off some project off the table, and then think about doing one of those.
You know, and I was actually watching the pictures of it, and I know you were doing a comparison to the Bomber, you know, to the Capra,
Yeah.
side by side. And honestly, you know, the standpoint of that company, I guess what they're trying to do is just save plastic, because they just made it shorter, really.
No.
So they try to. I think so, because I mean it's much shorter, and even if you look at the divs, I mean everything's all slimmer, you know. I think they said, you know what, let's just do a crawler with less plastic that we can use. That's my opinion.
Hey, we got somebody new in the video. AZ Froggy, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
you
out
hear
of, out of everything getting released right now, the new G-made Komodo is the thing I'm most interested in.
Which one?
The new G-made Komodo.
The new G-made Komodo. They're making a new one?
Yeah, a new double cab. That's the one I'm most interested in at all.
G-made is a really good brand.
Yeah. The Komodo is a good truck. It's a way underestimated truck, like, you know.
See if I can't find anything off of that.
AZ Froggies, we can hear you.
Yeah, AZ Froggy, check your settings, your audio setting. You might have to go in your microphone settings and actually select a proper mic.
Microphone check, 1, 2.
Especially when it's the first time that you actually get on to here. Sometimes you do have to check your settings.
I'm dropping a link in the chat for you, Tank, so you can have a look at the Komodo.
Okay.
Yeah, they're saying them, they're doing them clear body, but they give you different samples of like green ones, white ones, blue. The white collared one that they done is actually really nice looking.
So you're talking about the double cab TS kit.
Yeah, that's the one. Out of all the new releases, that's the one I'd be more interested in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree with Sean there. That's the type of truck you want to take your kids, out to the beach or something,
Yeah.
Like that color.
Yeah, it does look good, and the wheel fenders and the way it's made with the size of the wheels, it did a good job.
Yeah, everything.
Ford Raptor.
And what I like about the way they done the back shock, so you don't have any, like you don't have arms coming up as well. So there's no body posts coming up through or nothing either.
Okay, that's true.
It's supposed to be a Raptor.
Looks like
Yeah,
it.
their sort of version, because it's not really a licensed body, so as close as they can get it without being sued, probably.
Pretty damn close.
Yeah, it is like. Well, that's what I done with my other Komodo, because my other one's a shorter wheelbase. And the good thing about this is it's adjustable for 3 different lengths of wheelbases as well. So.
Okay.
What was that? Wheelbases?
Yeah. So out of them all, that's the one I'm most interested in, like, because my other Komodo's a beast, like.
So what's the price on that?
I don't really know yet. It's hard to get any real good pricing or anything on it yet.
So it hasn't been out yet?
It's not really yet. Now it's coming soon. Like,
So
but the other Komodo's only 300, and like there's it now $299 now.
That's not bad at all. I'd rather get that, man, than that Axial one.
The GS2.
Yeah, the GS2. Like, I think out of all of them, that's better to get. Like,
It's like
GS2.
Yeah, it's sort of the same, similar chassis to the Bomber.
Okay.
Or to the Bomb, the G-Made Boom. Was it, or Bomb, right, wasn't it?
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. Something
Boom,
like
boom.
that.
Bam, bam, boom, boom.
Bubby.
No, I'm looking forward to this one too.
Yeah. I don't know why they get so overlooked. Like,
Yeah, they do get overlooked. Yeah, not a lot of people have been talking about them, that's for sure.
yeah, it's crazy. Like,
HRP distributing, maybe?
no, I don't know, because when they release something, like, you've no problem getting it. Like, so when they release it.
You don't see them in hobby shops, though.
No, you do. Well, my hobby stores carry them. Like, like Night Hobby and Car Hobby all carry them. I guess they go like internet hobby stores, one because they're a Korean company, like they come out of Korea. So
Over here is only expected at the end of this month, so
$279 for the kit.
yeah, see what I mean? Like, that's for nothing. Like,
$279. That's $279. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$279 US for the kit.
Over here is £300, which is now, I don't know,
I think I might have it now.
Bad.
1.5.
Yes, we did hear you, Coggy.
Cool.
And then Steve-O's just joining us with his new monster, I guess.
I dropped the other one, so it's all over my wheels, which sucks because if I go in the house, then it's gonna make it all sticky.
You got grip. You got grip, man.
I'm gonna get yelled at. What the fuck, dropping stuff all over the floor?
Just say you want to do some slick turns.
So I told Javier and Sean this that since we lost our black lab in late April, we got puppies that just came in, a red lab, and we're gonna pick one of those up. And it's gonna be a girl, and I think we might name her Tamia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
How the heck did they do this? The pre-order the GS Komodo double cab TS kit, and they sell the same chassis as a Pro chassis kit, but it's actually more expensive
I know it's crazy.
than the one with the body.
And I'm not quite sure. Tom, wait, give me a second. I think there's a difference. No, that's the TA Pro.
Yeah.
That's a different
That's
chassis.
a TS Pro here, and a TA Pro. They have different version of different gears, or what?
No, I think on the TA Pro, the suspension on the rear is completely different. The suspension is tucked away in the chassis.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I see that here. You guys probably can't see it, but I do see that here. You see the shocks on the outside, and here you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. And there's their the Goom Plus kit. And there's another nice kit. And then you have the sawback, which Tony loves. Not really. What'd you do with your sawback, Tony? You still have it? Oh yeah, Tony's not with us anymore. He was with us.
I still have my saw.
I have it still. It's over there. It's a roller. I took all the parts out of it.
Okay. The R1, that's one rock bouncer or rock crawler I've always wanted to get and try.
Yeah, that thing's been around forever. That's the first ever. That was the first RC sort to come out with portal axles.
Yes, that's true.
You know?
I've seen one in action, and actually the owner that had one of those actually wasn't quite impressed with it.
It was or wasn't?
It comes built. All you got to do is just add the electronics on there.
Okay.
But the steering was horrible, and then I think the shocks they were banned. It was
I had those issues with mine. I had the R1, and it was awesome. The only thing I'd done to it was add the 20 mil to the links on the back, just so it stopped flipping backwards when doing hill climbs.
Mm-hmm.
I have plenty of videos of it on my page. I really bashed that thing to hell. And
well, I guess maybe my friends would be a bad batch, maybe, I don't know. But oh man, I would just remember him, he was just so frustrated. Like, I hate this thing.
Oh yeah.
But, well, one thing that I do own from G-Mate is the shocks. Their shocks are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Their shocks are great. The ones that they're actually like reverse shocks. Is that the ones you have? The traction?
I don't remember the brand of them, but it's the ones that you build, and then it has the that external reservoir. And yeah, man, all you got to do is
the piggyback ones. They're piggybacks.
Yeah, piggybacks. Yeah, there you go. And
I got a chance to get one of those R1s. There's one for sale used out here. Guy wants $200 as a ready to run deal.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. That's not bad.
Here, people are still asking too much for them used.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day. I think the guy wanted close to $400 for them. So that's
not bad.
Yeah, ready to run US. You can buy the R1 for $330, brand new.
The Striker that Buck's talking about.
A Striker from who?
Not the link.
Oh. Oh yeah, the Kraken Striker. That's the one Tony's looking at. And this is going to be about the same size as the as this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. But the Kraken is supposed to be UTV.
Yes.
Looks more
It
like
should be about the same wheelbase and all that. Yeah, the way they position these shocks is kind of weird. Like Tony was saying, they're on top of that top
Yeah.
eight,
Yeah, they're on the top arm.
and they're hooked up here, so they are short, but it's going to be for a very soft suspension, I find.
Mm.
Because if they put the shock down lower, it would be a longer shock, longer travel, and little stiffer. That is a cool little RC.
So you can pretty much stick Ken and Barbie on there, huh?
looks like it.
No, Ken and Barbie is going to be too big to fit in there because
I
it
know,
can't.
I know, but
11
I mean,
inch.
you can put action figures on there, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
My Peppa Pig figures are too small, I think.
What did Buck RC? He put a link in. What's that link for?
That's the one I just showed for the striker.
Oh, for the striker.
Yep.
It wasn't me that was calling the look of it. It was Sean. Let's talk about the shops.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was mentioning the just the way that they have the rear end links and everything just looks really cool.
No.
I tell you what, there's nothing easier to work on, I don't think, than a Traxxas X-Max. It's a joy to work on these things.
So you're saying the way these bars are at the back?
Yeah, it's just kind of extra kind of where they normally run them is on the back side like that.
Yep. It's
Okay.
because they got one big arm coming from the front that holds this, and they have this holding the carrier, and they have the shock coming down. That is interesting suspension link.
Yeah, they're for the realistic look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just where I noticed it was on the rear shot.
That is very interesting.
Striker. That's a catchy name.
I'm sure Tony's going to get the first one.
Nah.
It's got sway bars and everything, so. But
Yeah.
Frank, these are my 4 drifters I've got.
I mean,
Holy moly.
damn.
nice.
That's awesome.
Maniac.
Starting here is a D4 clone, then a D4 that's rear-wheel drive that started out as all-wheel drive. Took a lot of converting to get that to drive halfway decent.
Cool.
Then my RMX 2.0, fully loaded, ceramic bearings, whole 9 yards in it, Yokomo electronics, then a YD2.
Which one do you like the best?
So far I'm torn between the YD2 and the RMX.
Point down a little bit more. Point down a little bit more. We don't see the cars. There we go.
Yeah, I'm torn between these two right now, the YD2 and the RMX.
Now that's steering angle. Like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
As soon as you don't have any dry shafts, like the rear wheel drive, that's where they turn almost 90 degree. It's just nuts.
That's the problem with this. It takes a lot to convert these over. This one started like yours as an all-wheel drive.
Yep.
And it's a pain. These take a lot of work to get to even where this is out of the box.
Yeah.
So
That's a party picture.
yeah. The shells are the nicer part.
Cool. Yeah, it's so neat what they do with drifters now, especially with the smoke at the back or even the flames now.
Little sparks.
Yeah, with the sparks.
Yeah, that's just not kind of practical for indoor tracks.
It's cool.
So what is that?
Not debating that at all. It's real cool.
The red one is a BMW?
No, the red one is an S14 Boss. It had a different front end on it.
And you got a Firebird on the left.
Yeah, that was set up for a VTA body, but I use it for drifting.
Okay.
Then I've also got.
Hey, Herbie's cousin. Cool.
So, and then just my other rigs up here.
Nice.
Nice, man. Cool.
Place is a mess, but here's the trailer for the semi.
Oh, wow.
It's huge.
Nice.
It's literally as big as my freezer is there.
Yeah. It's nice and long.
Literally.
How many cars can you put on there? 2?
There.
You can put 2 cars on there?
Yeah, 2 will fit on there easily.
Cool. And what rig do you have to pull?
I've got the Tamiya Man that I'm putting together.
Cool.
What motor are you running in yours?
You were saying that in the chat earlier. You're working on the Man, and I'm working on the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. What motor are you running yours, Frank?
Right now it's just a stock motor that came with it.
I had a 35 turn I threw in it just to see how it'll do.
Oh yeah. So I'm not sure which one comes with it. I got to look up on the specs and how many turns it is.
It's a 20-something turn from what I was told, but I'm not sure.
Okay. But keep in mind, mine is the, it's not a Tamiya. It's a different company.
You got the Hercules.
Yes.
Okay, so that might be a different turn completely. Yeah, that's the only thing good about those is they come with bearings and you don't have to buy them separate.
Oh, I was very surprised when I opened up the Hercules box and saw that all the bearings were in it. I go, bonus. Like, that was nice. There's a lot of bearings.
There is. Oh, and then my tower crane.
Oh, you got a tower crane. Nice.
Just something fun.
Cool.
So,
what kind of tower crane is it?
It's made by, let me get back over here. Oh, I won't try to pronounce it.
Oh, the Honda. Oh, I didn't realize they'd done a tower crane as well. Oh,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh, they have it. Cool.
Yep. And I've been waiting for a forklift to show up from another vendor, but it hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah, because I have the excavators. You don't mind me asking, how much did the crane set you back?
I got it as a dealer distributor, so with shipping, it was only 60-something bucks.
What? That's for nothing.
I got it straight from the vendor that I got hooked up with at a trade show that I do with a buddy of mine because we do Comic-Cons also.
Yeah. Holy
so
crap.
Right to them.
That's for nothing.
Oh, and if you guys do need any drift tires or anything like that, I am a dealer for DS Racing. So I've got the tires, I can get the wheel, I've got the shock oils.
Cool.
No.
Got a few things available to me.
Can we get a discount? Come on now.
Yeah, we could figure something out.
You ship to Canada?
I can, yeah. That's just the expensive part.
Yeah, I know. No, well, I ship it to Brown to a depot here, and I pick it up in the US, so it's easier.
Oh, okay.
But is this the thing you're waiting for?
That's that's the one I've been waiting for.
Okay, I got one since December. It's still in the box. I still got to do an unboxing and show
That's
it.
big.
So yeah, it is big.
That's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I needed to be a little more scale with the semi.
Well, because it is a big forklift. Real forklifts comes in different sizes.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
And this is a big forklift because if you put a 10 scale guy that in my truck, I can put him in here and he looks perfect. So it's just a bigger size forklift. But yes, it is pretty pretty big, and it's heavy too. It's die cast, so it's
Oh, wow.
a heavy box.
Yeah, and if I can compare that to a 1-to-1 scale, that probably looks like a Yale or a Heister forklift.
Yeah.
Probably can pick up maybe twice as weight or whatnot.
Wow.
So, yeah, I used to drive those
Right.
when I was a lot younger.
This is my status on my semi right now.
Let me check. Okay.
Which
Cool.
one is it? What's
Oh
semi?
man, it's almost the same thing as mine. It's exactly the same.
You got the dual rear axle?
Yeah, I got a dual axle at the back.
Nice. My body's over here. I just scuffed it a little bit with a worn out 3M pad so I can
Oh,
get
yeah.
it prepped for paint.
Cool.
So, and I got my paint today.
Yeah, because when you look at your wheels at the rear and mine at the rear, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
So,
Multi-piece fenders, whole 9 yards.
yeah. And
Yep.
when you flip it up, it's the same thing. The plates at the same thing, and I do have the side panels also, but mine is the Mercedes.
Yeah.
This thing's getting heavy. The more I work on it, the heavier it gets.
Yeah, I know. I've still got to add my lights and all too, but I'm going to do all the painting and all first.
I cheaped out and went the cheap way. I decided to leave mine white.
I can't do that.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I can't do it. Even with the slot car stuff I do, I've got one I custom painted. So yeah, I can't leave anything stock.
I went flat black with some areas I did paint flat black, and the rest I left it white. And I'm going to be putting like a body wrap on it, which is my
okay.
logo for the Tank RC. So all on the side, it's all going to be my two big logos, kind of at an angle a little bit. So I'll be playing with that. So it should be interesting.
Fancy.
Someone
That's cool.
tagged it. Looks like something's gonna look like someone tagged RC Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got some lime ice testers lacquer to put on mine, and then the black accents and all.
Cool.
Because AZ Froggy got to have something green.
I was thinking about green on my semi too. Green, black.
Yes, Chris, we've been going on for 2 hours and 15 minutes about. So we're about to end the stream soon. I usually go for 2 hours. So
it looks like these guys are taking over from. I have a lot of the old excavators, like the hobby engine stuff.
okay.
It looks like these guys are taking over from hobby engine.
I think so, yeah.
Could be. I know my tower crane doesn't carry a whole lot of weight, but I just got it for fun.
Yeah. That looks like an interesting spoiler at the back. That's a wind tunnel spoiler or whatever. Not spoiler, but yeah.
Yeah, the rear bumper on it. Yeah.
Cool.
Is it Phillips like Tamiya's?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually weird. It's a mix. Like so these ones in here are all Allen key, and then now these are all Phillips head.
So it's a mix of Phillips and Allen keys.
Yeah, the mix of both. Like.
So I guess you're not doing a build video with that. You're just going to build it and show it.
Yeah. The build videos are even when I was building the Range Rover body, like there's pieces of it I missed because you just forget to hit record half the time on the.
Okay.
And then put them on like a time lapse thing. I might as well just build it when I'm here.
Okay. Cool.
How to do the time lapse thing. When Buck was over the other day, we did a time lapse with him building the bench. And what it did was it took a bunch of pictures like every 60 seconds. But now I got a shit ton of pictures. How do I make that into moving video, like to put it in a video?
Your Sony software should be able to get that. It's all within the software of Sony. You got to tell it to go grab those files and make a movie out of it, because if you just take the memory card out, then you got to make sure your software knows where they are, but it's easier to get it off the camera when you're doing those things. Run your iMovie or whatever you run for software, say go get that, but it is a time-lapse video. It will find it.
Well, I just normally do the time lapse on my iPhone. If you had time lapse on your phone, it just automatically records as a video.
Yeah, I thought the iPad used to be fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Cool.
use my editor.
Your editor, yeah. So let's do a round table and say good night to everybody, and we're going to start with Tuga RC.
Good night, everyone. In this case, good morning, everyone. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you later. It's good night for us. Tony, are you there? We're going to skip you. We'll go to the next guy, which is going to be, oh, I can't spotlight you. You don't have video. Basher Boy, go ahead.
Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. It was fun.
Cool. Sean's RC.
All right, everybody. Good. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks as usual. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. Steve O.D. from the 313.
See you guys. Thanks for coming in tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for Tank, and see you guys tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Definitely be there.
And the newcomer from the night, Froggy.
Night, everyone. Have a good one.
Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon.
And we're going to have a 30-second quiet for Tony to say goodbye.
The aliens took him. That's what happened.
That's what happened. The aliens took Tony.
Yeah, he forgot to put the tinfoil on his head.
Oh my God.
They're probably having an interview, you know.
Yeah,
That's what we need to do. Tomorrow night, Steve-O, that's what we need to do. We need to do a tinfoil hat.
Yeah. You go ahead. I'll follow suit.
So I'm telling you, I'm going to do it. Tomorrow night, I'm going to have my tinfoil hat to hopefully get Tony back from the aliens.
That's it. Insert probe here.
Insert probe here.
Now, all we need to do is find ET, and then, you know, he'll take us to his home.
True.
So,
Good.
You know, so.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks a lot for jumping in. It's been well over 2 hours that we've been streaming. If you've missed the beginning, we did talk a lot about the new Axial truck that came out today. Go back and replay the video. You'll see we talked about a lot of things, and especially the size of it and size comparison between a SCX-10 or a Bomber. So go look at the beginning, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And if you do leave a thumbs down, that's okay, but just let me know why you leave a thumbs down so we can make it better for you the next time. So thanks, and talk to you guys later.